fellow language learning nerds, welcome to a new video, that's in my series of my Japanese bookshelf. It's a series in which I introduce you to one of the books in my collection, either a book in Japanese or a book helping you to learn Japanese. Today, as promised, I'm going to do I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about these books is what I've mainly been using to learn kanji. Kanji, look and learn. And I'm doing the two of them together because I pretty much, well, one, they work together. This is the main textbook. This is the workbook to this book. And I definitely used them together as one. So I think it makes more sense to talk about them like that. But yeah. The reason that I started using these books is because of my Japanese teacher. She had, when she started teaching the class kanji, she would give us as homework 2 sheets of paper. One would look, say, something like this from the textbook. It would be all the information about the kanji that she wanted us to learn. And the other sheet that she would give us kind of looked like this second one here. Looked like this second one here. It's just a worksheet of sentences where you have to fill in the missing kanji. I'll give you a proper look inside the book in just a moment. But yeah, so she was giving those to us and I really liked it. I liked the format. I liked having the worksheet as well with it. I just really liked it. I'd been trying to do some kanji study beforehand, but I don't know, I guess I hadn't worked out the best way for myself to learn kanji. But yeah, I liked what my teacher was using. And so one day I went up to Foyle's bookshop and I was looking through the kanji books. I think I was with my partner at the time, and I think I might even have been telling him the same thing that I was just telling you about how my teacher was using these sheets to give kanji homework and that I really liked them. Anyway, I pulled one off the shelf, I opened it up and I immediately recognized the inside of it and I was like, wait, this is it! This is what my teacher's been using! Oh my god! Is the workbook here? And yeah, it was on the shelf next to it, so I grabbed them both and it was an immediate sell for me. So yeah, I guess my teacher was really good at advertising this textbook without me even realizing. I feel like this textbook and its workbook companion are quite popular for people starting to learn kanji. I feel like I've seen it pop up a lot on recommendations. Also, I even saw it once not too long ago. I watched a YouTube video. So on YouTube I follow a bunch of people who live in Japan and they make videos about that. I wouldn't be surprised if you could probably guess a couple of those channels. But anyway, one of them had a video where they went into a Japanese language school and there was like a shot of the class and all the students sitting there with their books and stationery out on the table, and all of them had this. So I'm assuming that the school itself had been like, we're gonna need you to buy this textbook, please. So yeah, I feel like maybe quite a few students and schools might like this sort of thing as well. But yeah, anyway, as promised, let me give you a little closer look at the inside and what the format is to see if you like it yourself. Okay, so this is the main textbook for it, the Kanji Look and Learn, and inside this is its very typical format. So each section they will kind of at the beginning tell you, oh, we're going to teach you these kanji, and then each one gets its own little section just like here. So as we can see, the kanji for mountain, nice and clear. It's got, this is what the kanji looks like and its main meaning. You have a section for trying to help you learn it visually, like, oh, it looks kind of like a mountain, try and think of it like that. to try and help you remember remember these. This sort of technique is very, very useful when it comes to learning kanji. I have used it quite a few times. There's another one with this means river, so they're trying to encourage you to be like, oh, the lines, think of the lines of a river. This book, sometimes it kind of makes sense, sometimes it doesn't quite make sense, but they are trying. Right, so you've got main kanji helping you how to remember it. You've then got, these are the main ways in which you pronounce this kanji. So we have san, zan, and yama. And then this section, which is my favorite, it's the common vocabulary in which this kanji is used. Now you'll see some of it is highlighted and some of it is not. The highlighted ones mean that these are the main ones that it wants you to learn, and those are the ones that are going to appear in the workbook if you're doing that. So it wants you to concentrate on those highlighted ones, but it also does give you some extra vocabulary that you can learn if you wish to. Then last one down at the bottom here, it will tell you how to write the kanji, which can be important for Japanese, the stroke order, knowing that. But yeah, it will tell you how to do that down the bottom here. Sometimes they've got nothing here for mountain, but sometimes they will give you extra hints or cautions to other kanji. Now, an example over here, we've got this one. So this is forest, and it's made up of like three different symbols. It's telling you to also connect it with this one here, which, as you can see, it's this marking made 3 times. So you can see, like, oh, they're trying to say it's related to this one here, as it's pretty simple. So this one here means tree, and if you want a forest, you just got to put a bunch of trees. That makes sense. But also, I think down here for this one, meaning sky or empty, it does sometimes have a little, like this one, an exclamation point, in which case it's trying to say like, hey, be careful, this one is similar to this one, so just be careful that you don't get them confused. So yeah, and that's kind of it. That's pretty much the main bulk of this textbook. It will keep going the same way until it teaches you all of the kanji, and then it will get into another section and it will start again with, here's some more kanji that we want to show you, and again going through each of the kanji there. So yeah, that is basically it for Kanji Look and Learn. That's what you're mainly going to be using and looking at. Let's get into the workbook now, because that's a little bit different. So come here, workbook. Let's see now. Yeah, this is a good example, I think. So yes, so similar to before, in the main textbook, it will start by showing you the main kanji that we're going to be looking at, and here it is just a place for you to practice your writing for it. It always starts with this one. Then it will always go here. So this is a space for you to practice seeing the kanji and then trying to write how you're meant to read it. So it's fine knowing what the meaning is, but how do you actually pronounce this thing? You can practice that here. It gives you the meaning and it gives you an example sentence. And example sentences are great. I love them. And then the next main activity, which is the one I always really concentrated on, was this. And this is what my teacher would give us as homework. So each one is a sentence, and most of the time it will give you the phonetic reading, and it will want you to write this in kanji. So it's testing your kanji knowledge there. Every now and again, like say this one here, it will write the kanji and you're meant to write how it's pronounced in this context. But yeah, as you can see, there's plenty of things to test your kanji knowledge here. But yeah, absolutely loved going through these. I know for some people this can be tedious, but I can't deny that it really, really helped me. Now that was the main thing, but often it doesn't have it here, but sometimes it will have extra, oh, here we go, like extra bits of activities to do. For example, a bit of reading practice, it might have that. And it will ask you some questions and then you've got to answer them. So it will do sometimes little extra bits like that, but mostly it will be this, the do some writing, how do you pronounce it, and then do the worksheet. So yeah, as you can see, like I've said, like I've gone through and I've done the entire thing, but as you can see, I've not filled anything out inside of the workbook. And that was so that I can do the activities multiple times, because I felt like if I was to write all the answers in here, if I then went back and tried to do the activities again, well, then I'm gonna be looking at the answers and that's not gonna help me. So I used a separate notebook. I wonder if I can show you there, if I can get it. Like I filled up loads of workbooks. Where is the thing? Oh yeah, for example, like here. So I would write out the sentences here, as you can see, doing the work that way. But yeah, it's meant that I've been able to fill up loads and loads of notebook space. But yeah, I found this extremely useful. And I think I'll even still try to do that sort of thing while using whatever textbook I end up using next, just because I feel that format is really good. But yeah, that I think is that for looking deep inside. So let's get back to the usual view. So with this book, I liked the format of it. I liked how it was trying to teach you. I really liked the use of the workbook. I thought it was a great companion to it. I can't deny that I've learned a lot of kanji from this. Yeah, I really like it. And it's the workbook as well. It's not just those sheets. It comes with a few extra, say, reading activities, things like that. I just think it's just a really good place to start learning your kanji. I know it helped me. And so it definitely comes with a big recommendation from me. For sure. The only thing that I can come up with for, say, a criticism for it, and it's just a nitpick, but so at the back of the workbook you have a little answer sheet, which is great because that means you can check your own answers. And most of the time I didn't need to use this at all. Like I could just go back and look at the textbook and I could easily find the answers there. So I didn't really need to use that all that much, but I did use it sometimes. And I wish, this was ages ago, this is so long ago, so I'm sorry that I can't point out the exact thing that I thought was wrong. But at one point I was going through checking my answers with stuff, and there was one of the answers that I thought that I looked at and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not that one, it's the other kanji. I feel like this is a mistake, which I don't really want to point out because, you know, the people making this book are clearly the experts in kanji and I'm just learning. So it's not like I can confidently say, excuse me guys, you're wrong. I'm right because I've been learning kanji for like 2 seconds. But I thought it might be worth mentioning that I did spot at least one thing that I thought was a mistake. It might not be, but I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to let you know. Overall, even if that was an actual mistake in the answer sheet, I really think that, like, it didn't stop me from wanting to use this. I still carried on, still using this book. Yeah, I really liked it. Really liked it. And I think even though I've gone through and I finished doing the whole thing now, I think I will still use it definitely this year to help keep maintaining my kanji knowledge. I think out of all the textbooks that I've used and that I have, out of all of them, these two are the ones that I use the most, completely, the absolute most. So I guess I gotta recommend it to you, you know? So that's my thoughts on these two books. I hope it gives you a little insight into it and whether you think it's going to be useful to you, or whether you were just curious about the books themselves. Maybe you've seen them in the bookshop and you've been wondering if they're any good. I think they are. But yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble on. If you've used them, let me know if you think they're useful as well. Have they helped you, or do you think there are other textbooks that have been much more useful for you when it comes to learning kanji? Do let me know, because I'm going to still continue learning kanji, so maybe your recommendations will help me too. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. Hopefully I will see you in another video. So for now, may your grammar be structured and your vocabulary varied. Bye!